Welcome to the Movie Talk Show with Dave D.C. Callari from DC Unboxed and from the Screenwriter's Room, the screenwriter himself, Rob Alvarenga. Now, here is your host, Joe Zapata.
What's up, guys? Another week of Movie Talk. I am Joe Zapata here with the team, Dave Callari and, of course, Rob Alvarenga. What's up, guys?
What's going on?
What's going on, man? A lot of things going on. Every week, I think they say an Avengers Doomsday trailer is going to happen. Every week, I hear this, but I don't see anything happening yet, so we're just going to have to wait. We got a lot of things to talk about. We're going to talk about Spider-Man Noir, dropped the full trailer, talk about Jackass, dropped the trailer, and now we're going to talk about Coyote Vs Acme trailer. Now, this movie actually originally was supposed to come out a year ago or so. And what happened was I think it was like a year, maybe 2 years ago. Yeah, and it got shelved. It got shelved. Warner Brothers said it wasn't good, so they shelved it. And then a company called Ketchup Media comes in, and Warner Brothers said for $70 million, you can have it, and hopefully it'll make its money back. So the trailer dropped. I saw the trailer. I was like, okay, it has a good idea. Wile E. Coyote, who I love, Bugs Bunny, goes versus lawsuit against Acme, which is actually pretty funny. Will Forte. I saw the trailer. I thought it was okay. I do not think it's going to make the $70 million back. That's the only thing. So, Rob, I'll start with you. Are you a Looney Tunes fan? Did you like this trailer? And what do you think of it?
Yes, I am 100% a Looney Tunes fan. I did like the trailer, and I have some pretty high hopes for this thing, to be quite honest, because if I remember the whole story and what Warner Bros. Was going through it with like just shelving stuff here and there, and if I remember correctly, this is around the time where they shelved the Batgirl movie as well.
Yes, I believe so.
So, there was just like this, I don't know, it just seemed like there was just a theme going on. Like if there was any kind of hesitation with a movie, breaking even, they just weren't going to do it. And it goes back to what we always talk about, that if the studio doesn't feel like it's going to make its money back on opening weekend or even break even, nowadays, it's like it's a no-go, because again, that's their main bloodline right now with how they make their money. But what I do remember also was like how the fans rallied around this thing. I just remember seeing online how they'll just demand, like, listen, guys, just give us a trailer, something, because the concept, even when you say it out loud, it's like, it's funny. So, somebody had some pretty deep thoughts about how to, pull this thing together. It's not, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but is of that type of ilk. And to be honest, we haven't seen a movie like that, actually a good one, in a long time. And because of the concept, I thought this thing has a chance to be good, because it sounds like, again, they put like some real creative thought into it. So the reason why I have high hopes is because now that this thing's actually going to get a release, I really hope that all the fans, all the people that were craving to get this thing out there and just felt like what Warner Bros. was doing was wrong. I hope they come out and watch this thing, because it's because of them, because of the fanfare for this thing and the demand. Like, just see it. Let us make the decision whether it's good or not. I hope they come out and see it and give it a shot. For the trailer, I think it's okay. I think it has potential. I'm keeping an open mind for this.
Okay, all right. Dave, did you see the trailer? Do you think this has potential to make $70 million back, the money back? What do you think?
Well, let's not forget that Warner Brothers shelved this so they could call it a $30 million tax write-off.
That's correct.
So, that some of that could have been to make them more attractive in the sale that got botched over the last 6 to 7 months. So Rob made a good point about Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I don't think we've seen a movie like that since Roger Rabbit. I'm sure there've been some. The trailer looks fine. I didn't expect it to be that. I didn't expect to see John Cena or Will Forte. I have no idea. It could be great, or it could be Space Jam 2.
Yep, that's true.
Wide range.
I know. Which is a shame, because the cartoons by themselves, I think, are great, and they still hold up. If you were able to string together a full I know you need need to make a feature length film more than 60 minutes, and doing like a 90-minute animated feature with the Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote with no real talking, because there were no, outside of like Elmer Fudd and Foghorn Leghorn, there wasn't like a lot of a lot of characters with dialogue. And I don't even know if that would be interesting enough. Maybe it would. Maybe I would want to see Foghorn Leghorn being the attorney and Porky Pig being the judge. Like maybe they should have done that route. You know what I mean? Kept it all animated in the Looney Tunes universe. But whatever does happen, I hope Ketchup Media.
Yeah, Ketchup Media.
It makes all the money, and Warner Brothers can go kick rocks.
Yeah,
There you go.
There you go. That would be good. I hope they do
I
too.
like that.
You know, I don't know. You know, we grew up with Looney Tunes, and the generation now, they don't really know how Bugs Bunny was back in the day, because those were the only cartoons we had as kids. Bugs Bunny, you know. So now it's a little bit different. I don't think it's going to make the money. I hope it does. I really do hope, like you said, Ketchup Media does well. But we'll wait and see. August 28th is going to release, so we'll see what happens. All right. The next interesting thing I wanted to bring up, and Dave, you had a good point about this, is the Lanterns trailer was pulled from all of its social media, all from its accounts on HBO. And you had said it's possibly that the music could have been what would happen. Now, I did hear the same thing actually recently, but they do have a large legal department that handles this stuff. So it'd be kind of a stupid, mistake on their end. Dave, what did you hear about the Lanterns trailer that pulled?
I didn't really hear anything. I heard it could have been something as simple as that, because normally, that post you send, they go, oh, the reaction was real and the fans listened. But what do you mean the fans listen? They're going to go re-release the trailer with more green? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, it's so stupid. Like, everyone needs to either just keep their pants on and wait for the show to hit in August, or just be quiet. Like, I don't. Did it have enough green for me? I mean, no, but I also don't care. Like, as long as the show is good, I don't care what the trailer looks like.
Yeah,
so
they definitely didn't pull it because of.
Even if they cut together a different trailer that showed more Lantern stuff, the show is the show. They're not reshooting anything.
No, 100%. But people are saying, "Oh, what happened? Why are they pulling it? Is it this? Is it that?" I don't know. Like I said, I've heard the music situation also, but they have a legal department also that they watch this stuff. Rob, what did you think about the trailer being pulled? Did you think anything of this?
No. I had two thoughts. The first one just came to me, with Dave, what Dave mentioned. I think, the fans out there, whenever there's like a hint of possible controversy, they literally cannot wait to go pantless. Like, they will, like, please give us a reason to take off our pants, because that's what we do in these situations. But yeah, I was kind of doing a little quick, deep dive and stuff. And it sounds like this is a music copyright thing. And the reason why people are suspecting this is because it's not the first time it's happened with them. That's kind of what I've read. It's the first time I've heard about this. But if there's a track record of this happening, it seems like that legal department, no matter how big it is, it seems like, they're like, if they catch us, great. If not, we're gonna roll with it. So
they're not doing
that's the answer you're gonna get. All right.
Because no one has to pull anything down unless someone files a copyright infringement or like a cease and desist. And sometimes, listen, everyone knows like the Weird Al effect, right? Like, when Weird Al would release a parody song, everyone would want to hear the original song again. Yes. Same thing, like right now, the Michael Jackson catalog is probably blowing up because of the movie. So you could always play it off like, oh, that's a good song. Like, I want to hear the whole thing. And they Shazam it. And then all of a sudden that song has got, 1 million plays in a month. So there's a bunch of different ways to play that kind of exposure. And sometimes people just like, you didn't ask my permission. So tough titties.
Yep. Well, we'll wait and see. I mean, I'm still waiting for the Lanterns show. I want to see it. I think it's going to be good. All right, man. Our next subject, we have Brand New Day Spider-Man coming out this summer. But another Spider-Man is coming, and that's Spider-Man Noir. They just dropped the full trailer. Now, you can actually watch this in black and white and in color, believe it or not. That's what they said. And I think I'm going to watch it in black and white first because it gives you that 1930s vibe. And then I'll check it out in color and see. The trailer dropped. Rob, what did you think of that Spider-Man Noir full trailer that just dropped?
It's just I'm excited for it. It's just really confirming a lot of what I'm fully expecting of to walk into this thing. It, it's just it's got this such Nick Cage flair to it. And look, I know that maybe not everybody's a Nick Cage fan nowadays with his shtick. I happen to enjoy it, and you throwing his shtick onto this type of character, for
Mhm.
me, I think it fits. You don't want to do a same rehash of the Spider-Man origin story with somebody that's from a completely different, like either universe or timeline or whatever it is. I mean, they kind of showed that when this character was introduced in the movies in the Spider-Verse
Whatever. Yeah.
the movies. So people remember just distinctly like, wow, that's Nick Cage's voice, and he was just an oddball Spider-Man. You're getting a lot more of that here. And
Mhm.
plus the 30s style, I'm glad that they doing, you got the option to do it black and white and color. I mean, I'm with you. I think I'm gonna do the black and white first because it just seems cool and very
Mhm.
fitting. It's very cool to see the Spider-Man road gallery
Yep.
reinterpreted in this time line. So
Mhm.
you got to see Sandman, you got to see Electro, how they're gonna look like and how they're gonna handle Spider Noir, Nick
Mhm.
Cage's Spider-Man. That scene where Nick Cage's Spider-Man is getting electrocuted.
Mhm.
It's actually I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
So honestly, I'm sold. I'm gonna enjoy it for what it is.
Mhm.
It doesn't seem like it's a series that's gonna take itself too seriously, which I'm all
Mhm.
for.
Yeah, 100%. Dave, what did you think of that trailer?
I thought it was fine. I thought it was good. I don't like how it looks in color. I think it
Okay.
kind of looks. I think it looks cheesy in color. I think it's meant to be watched in black and white.
That's right.
I'm
Mhm.
sure. I'm sure it was filmed specifically to be in black and white.
Mhm.
And some window licker in the Amazon room was like, "Hey, can we get this in color too?" So we have it in two versions. So stupid. Um,
Yeah.
but I honestly think I think this is going to ride the line, and I think Nick Cage his the success of this is gonna hinge on his performance and how much Nick Cage is actually Nick Cage. You know what I mean?
Mm. Yeah.
I thought he was fantastic in Spider-Verse
Yep.
because his eccentricities kind of lent himself to that character, and because it was also such a very small portion, and you got to see him play off of every other Spider-Man that was vastly different.
Mhm.
So I'm not sure if the way he portrays it could wear thin over the course of a whole series. I'm not saying
Mhm.
that's the case, but if anything was gonna do it, it might be that. But other
Okay.
than that, I think it's got potential.
Yep. It drops May 27th globally on Prime. I'm going to be watching it. I'm going to watch, like you said, in black and white first. I think that's the way to go because that's the way the gimmick is, black and white, the way it is. But looks great. So we'll wait and see. All right, guys. Now, the next thing I want to talk about, another trailer dropped, and that was Jackass Best and Last. Now, I was always a Jackass fan. I enjoyed the show and whatever. But I think when I saw the trailer, I'm like, these guys are doing this at this age now. One of these stunts that end them up in the hospital for like 6 months. I mean, I don't know how they can keep doing this. It's kind of getting a little bit old. I don't think Bam Margera's in it. He kind of has a whole problem with them, I believe. He's not in it. Rob, did you see the trailer? What did you think of it? What did you take away from it? Are you interested in Jackass?
No, I'm not. It's it's for me. This trailer seemed like desperate to hit the nostalgia button because how it blended in like what the new clips of the movie is
Mhm.
and the old clips from the show and the old movie.
Mhm.
Well, the first one they did. I mean, the first official Jackass movie was actually really entertaining. There
Yeah.
was definitely some real funny moments with there. But I don't know what year that was. But honestly, this type of shtick it belongs in that year in that timeline because not to see these guys, like Johnny Knoxville at 50,
Yeah.
clearly 50, like an old looking 50.
Yeah. Johnny Knoxville.
White hair, wrinkled, frail looking, and this guy's getting kicked in the nuts, by kids. And like,
Mhm.
dude, like you said, man, you're gonna break a hip if it didn't do it while
Yes.
making this movie. So,
Yeah.
and it's kind of cringy, to be quite honest. That's how I found it. I'm like,
Yeah.
guys, you know, like legit, like, aren't you guys a little too old for this? I mean, clearly they feel like they're not,
No.
but it's just no. It's for anyone that's a true Jackass. I would actually ask that question for anyone that's like a lifelong Jackass fan. Are you really looking forward to seeing this thing? Because it's a lot of the same stuff, you know, and it's
Exactly.
just doesn't seem as funny.
Yeah. You want to see 60 old men kicking each other in balls? I mean, after a
You
while,
know,
it's like,
I mean,
you
the
know,
robot with like, you know, the prostate thing happening. I'm like,
yeah,
you know, do I need to
yeah,
see that?
yeah. Dave, what did you think of this trailer? I mean, they should have ended this a while ago.
Yes, actually, I feel like there was actual fear on some of their faces before some of this stuff happened. I really do. Yeah, you know, it's interesting because like we grew up with it. So Jackass 1 and 2, how was it, 20 years ago? Like it was a long time.
At least.
It is I feel like it is a little cringy. I'm like, oh, they're really doing this. Like, I don't want to see a 50-year-old Johnny Knoxville getting punched in the balls. I'll go see a 32-year-old Johnny Knoxville getting punched in the balls. There's something funny about that because whether or not they thought they were invincible because of how their age or they were more fearless or whatever. I would almost rather, I would watch a movie of them watching the old Jackasses and talking about how stupid they were or how much the stunts hurt or like talking about how they made it. Like, I would watch that. I don't need to see another one of these. And being a big Andrew WK fan, I don't think anything gets better than Jackass 2 just because it was a little bit better than the first one. And Andrew WK had his music video called We Want Fun that was essentially the rap party for Jackass. So it was the whole video was them just being the show to an awesome song. Like you're not going to get better than that.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, and it was 2002 was the first Jackass. So that's, you know, almost 24 years ago, you know, you think about it, a long time ago was the first Jackass movie. And I don't know how they can keep doing those. Well,
we know that there's been issues and, you know, one of the guys has passed away a couple years ago. Like it's not the same. It doesn't have the same like bit of innocence to it that it used to. Yeah. Like it really is kind of just like a cash grab. And if these guys survive, like Steve-O's done nothing for a big chunk of time, and he's like done rehab and everything. It's like
Steve-O, nothing. And Johnny Knoxville hasn't done much either. He's not even done much. You know, he did the Dukes of Hazzard movie, but
what was it, Walking Tall with The Rock?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he's been in like, you know, movies here and there, kind of like surprise. Oh yeah, remember him? He was Johnny Knoxville. You know, kind of appearances. So
yeah, I think so. But June 26th is the release date. So you know, if those Jackass fans want to see it, go see it. You know,
good luck.
Yeah, everything. All right, guys.
It'll get eaten up by Masters of the Universe.
Oh, definitely. 100%, you know, that'll be definitely going on. All right, guys. So in 2026, there was a Miami Vice movie with Jamie Foxx and Colin Farrell. Didn't do too well. We grew up on Miami Vice. Back in the 80s and stuff. And now they're doing another reboot. And this time they confirmed it's going to be Michael B. Jordan and Austin Butler. Both actors I do really like. I do really like them. So, and I think their chemistry actually will really work pretty well on the screen. So I'm seeing, Dave, do you like Miami Vice and do you like this casting?
I don't remember much about Miami Vice outside of the white Ferrari, the pastel T-shirts, and the theme song.
Yeah,
because I didn't really watch it growing up, but you could get by with the charisma of the two leads on its own. I think.
Yes,
I like them both because they're both attached. What studio is doing this?
Let me see. Hold on. I think it's Universal. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So like the fact that both of these guys are attached, I would like to think that whatever treatments or scripts that they've seen are probably pretty decent. Bringing it back to that time, I think it helps it out because was the Jamie Foxx one I didn't see that, but was that set in like the present day?
No one saw it.
Yeah, it was set in the present day of that time.
Yeah, so that's probably why it didn't work. Like, that kind of concept, I don't think really works today. I'm surprised that the 21 and 22 Jump Streets worked as well as they did present day instead of like back when the show was on. But I think the fact that this is going to be 1985 really plays to its favor. I think it could be okay.
Yeah, I think so too.
I would easily watch a couple of episodes just on the strength of Michael B. Jordan and Austin Butler.
Yeah, and I think the title is going to be Miami Vice 85 from what I'm hearing, and I think them two are going to make a great chemistry. Rob, what do you think about this?
Reboot rolls off the tongue too nice.
Yeah. Let's see. Rob, did you like this casting?
The casting's great. I mean, Michael B. Jordan, he's like one of my favorite actors right now. And Butler, I mean, these are truly professional actors that literally could do anything. They've proven that with their body of work. So I have no doubt that they're gonna be great Crockett and Tubbs. So whatever chemistry, and I'm to your point, I do expect it to be really good chemistry between them because again, they're professional. They got this. I have no worries about that. I'm glad that the hinting of like it's going to be in the 80s. That I think is perfect because what I remember of the show, I'm like I just don't see how you translate that. They tried it, and you just this whole universe belongs in the 80s. That's the only way you got away with some of the stuff that was happening on that show. But not that it was salacious, but it was just like it's 80s cheese, It's Miami, it's like it's neon colors, like all it's perfect for that age, that time. The one thing I'll say, at least the people behind this get it, that in order to make a Miami Vice vehicle work, you gotta nail Crockett and Tubbs because that was the strength of the show. I mean, I remember the show, and there was some episodes I'm like, wow, I really got into it. There were some episodes that were like, all right, what's going on after Miami Vice, but that was the testament to like the main the main actors with Don Johnson and Philip Michael Thomas. Those guys made that show. So whoever's behind this here, which I really didn't take a deep dive into that, but they knew enough that like we got to nail these characters with awesome actors, and they did that. So it's off to a good start. We'll see where it goes. I need to see some kind of like I'm definitely gonna need to see a trailer before I buy into this.
Yes, 100%. So Miami Vice 85. We need a lot of cocaine in that movie too. That was the 80s. A lot of cocaine in Miami. Scarface time.
Yes, sir. Cocaine Cowboys.
That's it. Cocaine Cowboys. That was the time, man, in the 80s. Well, we'll wait and see. 2027 is when it's slated to come out, and I believe it is Universal. All right, guys. The final thing we want to talk about is Daredevil. Daredevil episode 7, The Hateful Darkness, dropped yesterday. Saw it, and spoilers. If you guys don't want to know, we're going to talk spoilers here. Gandolfini Jr. He bit the bucket. I couldn't believe it, but Buck took him out. I didn't expect it, but it was pretty sad to see. Dave, we were talking about it before Rob came on. What did you think about that episode?
I thought it was a really great episode. I was shocked to see that's how the episode ended, and even that Buck even went there. I know he's supposed to not really be replacing, but his character is in the vein of Wesley from the Netflix series. I feel like Wesley did any and everything he could that Fisk asked without hesitation, and Buck was like, "I don't want to do this. I really don't."
Yep.
So now it's going to be interesting to see. Like, I hope if Fisk goes down towards the end of the season, I hope BB has a really big hand in it. Otherwise, this was all,
Yeah.
But at the same time, I do like the fact that not that we're losing characters, but clearly season 3 is going to go in a vastly different direction. We're not just going to stretch out this mayoral thing probably past this season. So, and then I really like seeing Karen with Wilson because we haven't seen that in a long time.
No,
and it's interesting to see how Fisk is kind of fractured at this point, and Karen is much stronger. And even when she took on the doctor, the psychiatrist, I forget her name, Dr. Glenn. Like fucking home run performances all the way around.
I don't understand why she stole the earring. I don't get that part. Like I didn't understand why she stole that earring.
I don't know if we're going to get that explained to us just yet, if at all.
Yeah,
because I feel like they kind of sewed that up with her apologizing to Kingpin about it. He's like, "Don't worry about it."
Yeah, that's why. And I didn't get the point of him stealing it, but it was really, really good. Obviously, Daredevil gets shot, and then Jessica Jones comes in. Looks like she's going to save him over there. They mentioned Luke Cage. They mentioned him, and with Matt Litter's character, looks like Luke was working with him. A lot of things going on here. Rob,
lots of setup.
Yeah, definitely. Rob, what did you think of this episode?
This episode was amazing. The only questionable thing I had was just kind of like took me a little bit out of it was when Matt got shot. It seems like the first place he wanted to go to was church.
Yeah.
So that didn't quite make sense to me. This guy's bleeding out. So to my knowledge, I mean, he took a rifle shot to to the groin basically. So it's like this he's in trouble. I mean, obviously Jessica Jones, is walking in and she's gonna help him out. Maybe actually go to the hospital. So, but outside of that, no, this is like the reason I like this episode a lot because to me it felt like It felt like a game of chess. You finally got to see basically Fist makes his move first. And then Matt actually, counters that. I think it was a brilliant move on Matt's part, where he comes out of comes out of hiding to go and represent Karen. Remember he's been missing this whole time in a public forum. So people are just like, what the hell? This guy comes out of nowhere, and he's gonna be the defender for Karen Page on her legal defense, which is. I thought it was great, and you see the face that Wilson Fisk makes is like, so it's like it's really really cool. How they were trying to one up each other without. It's an extension of the fight that they had in the previous episode, except this fight is now more cerebral, and I really enjoy that. Because it's their fight, this chess match is involving everybody. Everybody's getting used. And I think it's mentioned to Karen. By the psychologist, how does it feel to feel like you're used by every single man in your life, including Matt? That really touched a nerve, and I like how Karen really turned the tables back on her, with really revealing just how hurt she was by Matt. And so this chick is the psychologist is she's bye. She's gonna turn into a villain of some sort. Whether that's going to be a Lady Muse or a Typhoid Mary type of character, I'm not sure if that's going to be fully conceptualized in this season. But she's going to be coming back at Matt pretty hard. Yeah. And a lot of things that were just revealed, I kind of either BB was going to die or Daniel was going to die, defending her. And so I totally, it was just for me, it was just a question of what was going to happen. And, with his death at the end, it truly is sad because when now we think back on his whole character, really tragic. He just wants to be somebody, somebody important, do something important. And it turns out that the one important thing he was able to do was save BB by sacrificing his life. And today's point, Buck, he's a trained killer. He's military, so he knows what his programming says. He's got to kill him. If BB's not there, but it just shows how much he was attached to Daniel. So is that going to cause a fracture between Buck and Kingpin? Maybe. I mean, to your point, he may not want to do this anymore. So I'm really curious to see now where that dynamic goes. Karen, I mean, she's turning into a badass. So I just wonder how that's going to come full circle, and whether that's going to, bite Matt in the what.
I'm a little bit though disappointed that as great as the series is, they had just released some of the ratings and they said it hasn't been doing as well as they expected on Disney Plus. I don't know if you saw that. They just released some ratings that said it was a little bit lower than they wanted it to be, which they said it last week. Yeah, so I was like, oh, that's a little bit disappointing. But they're already filming. They have season 3 coming, so we know that. And there was a picture released of Lady Muse in one of the pictures I saw. So obviously she's popping up somewhere. She's popping up somewhere. So we'll wait and see.
My friend Mike, he's like, I'm not watching any Daredevil because I want to blitz the whole thing at the end.
Okay.
So I can imagine he can't be the only one.
Yeah, probably.
Well, there's a fair amount of people who are like, you know what, I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to wait and watch the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it's still a great series.
My only critique, now that I really think about it, though, it's like, I wouldn't have cared if BB ate it. Like, I know in the story, she's supposed to be playing this very pivotal role because of the reporting and the Fisk report and all that stuff. But it's like, she's one of the kind of underdeveloped characters. We're supposed to just take the strength of what we see on the screen in the BB report as like the strength of her character. But like, I'm more bummed out that Daniel was killed. And like, if Buck had killed her, I'm like, well, that's what you get for pissing in his cornflakes.
Yeah.
Now, we lost Daniel. You know what I mean? Like, that's the only thing that I was like,
Yeah. I know.
The Daniel was a very well written character and very well performed.
Yep, 100%. And and then Bullseye protecting the governor, I believe it was.
Yeah.
The governor, protecting the governor. I was like, okay, that was going to happen because that was that one last deed he did with Matt and everything. So it was all pretty good, really good. So I enjoyed the show. So I think we have one more episode or two more. I'm not sure.
I better be two. How we wrap
it up? Two more left. I think it's two more.
Yeah.
Two more left. I'm not sure. Two more episodes left. Yeah, two more left. All right, guys. All right, so let's just get to some questions here. We'll wrap it up here. All right, let's see what I got here. Dave, you sent us a text, and I had a question that I brought in because I had it from last week, and then you sent this text about the Ghostbusters pack. So here it is. Henry K. from PA. He said, hey, Dave, I'm currently in the market for an awesome GB Proton pack, but I have a limited budget. Would you suggest or any help? Can I contact you? So I guess he's looking for a Proton pack.
If you want to send him my email, you can.
Okay.
But what I'll say here is that you have three options of things that are kind of always available. Right now, the Hasbro Pulse has pre-orders up for the 84 pack.
Okay.
That's $300, which isn't terrible. Like, it's a really high quality shell licensed by Sony, but you don't get a thrower. There's no Neutrona one. You'd have to buy that separately. And the 84 the 84 one sold out a long time ago. I got mine super random, and they're going for stupid money on eBay, like $400, $1,000. So dumb.
Wow.
They should. Hasbro. Everyone thinks Hasbro will re-release them because of the pack coming out, but who knows? Yeah. And then the other two options that are available all year are the Spirit Halloween pack and the Halloween costumes pack. They're both pretty good. They both look pretty good. The electronics are fine. If you have a limited budget, you're probably not going to rip any of that stuff out and like change any of the electronics, but they both come with the thrower, and I like the aesthetics of the Spirit pack more, but the Halloween costumes pack has like the real Alice military frame on it. So,
okay, all right.
Yeah, if you want to send him,
I'm going to send you his email or whatever it is. I'll send him your email so you can contact. Maybe you have some suggestions or whatever. All right, next one. Rachel M from New Jersey says, Rob, as a horror fan myself, did you like the Evil Dead Burn trailer?
I did. It's for me, it was actually, very smart the way they did this, because basically it's a scene in a movie. I mean, it's Evil Dead. If you follow the movies up to this point, especially the newer ones, you know what you're getting. So you don't need to be sold. You just need to know that, there's maximum mayhem happening. And what better than just have a whole scene of this chick crawling on the floor and literally everybody that, I guess, all her buddies just literally getting tossed around like rag dolls by these demons. So it's like, it's awesome. The tension, you already could feel it. But that's the cool thing about these new Evil Dead movies, is that they throw in that gore with that tension perfectly. Like, it's coming, but it's like they literally like hold it like a couple seconds more, and it's like you're ready to bust out of your seat, like, on nerves. It's awesome, and I love that they're continuing that theme.
Okay, sounds good. All right, next one here we got is Joe G from West Philly, PA. He says, what was your favorite Marvel post-credit scene, and what was the worst? Ooh. I think the worst was the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. I didn't get that one with with Charlize Theron, I think it was. Remember that one? Yeah, I don't. That one I thought I didn't like at all. I don't know. What do you guys think?
My favorite was like the first one that I actually missed the first time I watched it, when Nick Fury was introduced to Tony Stark, and I remember walking out of theater, and I was texting Dave. I'm like, this movie was awesome. Yeah, did you see Nick Fury come out? I'm like, wait, what? Where? He's like, yeah, after the credits. Like, what? I really went back and got another ticket and saw the whole movie again that same night just to get that post-credit scene in.
Oh my God.
So yeah, that was great. But yeah, that's my favorite. I think that my least favorite, I mean, man, honestly, it's sad because it was annoying, but at the end, I believe at the first Guardians, where you see Howard the Duck at the end, you're like, oh cool, Howard the Duck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Dave, you have any ones you like, or
it wasn't necessarily a post credits because it happened before the credits, but it was the Incredible Hulk when Stark walks into the bar with General Ross, and he's like, "Oh, we're putting a team together."
Okay, I remember that one.
But I feel like that was like the start of it.
Mm-hmm.
That was like one of the first times you actually got to see like a little bit of a crossover. Like, oh, they're really doing this.
Mm-hmm. Yep, 100%. All right, let's see.
What movie had Captain America sit down like he was filming the
Homecoming?
PS2?
Homecoming.
Yeah. Like I like that, but I was also like, man, they got me. They got me.
Yeah.
They got me for that one. For $25 for a ticket, and I got to see this stupid post-credit scene.
Mm-hmm.
They got me twice.
Yep. Alfred T. from Toms River, New Jersey. He says, which Marvel actor was perfectly cast? I don't know. I'm always Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr.
Tony Stark does a really great Robert Downey Jr. impression.
Yeah.
So.
Robert Downey Jr. I think Robert Downey Jr. Tony Stark is the best for me.
So Marvel, I mean,
the second runner-up is easily Chris Evans.
Yep, Chris Evans. Yep.
Well, I mean, are we talking like just the MCU? Because if you talk about Marvel as in total, I'd say Hugh Jackman as Wolverine.
Yeah, well, Hugh Jackman was a good one too. I mean, they had a lot of them that were really, really good.
I'll take Wesley as Blade.
Wesley's Blade was another one.
Yeah. Make a fight on that one.
There's a part of me that obviously wants to say Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool, but at the same time, if you watch 2 to 3 of Ryan Reynolds movies before Deadpool and after, you're like, it's the same guy. It's the same character.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Patrick Stewart, maybe as Professor X, was always good.
That's a good one.
He's always good. Yeah, that's always really good. All right, let's see. We got our last question here, and this one's from Ned T from PA, and he says, Rush Hour 4 has a couple of hiccups coming as both actors rejected the first salary offers. Will it happen now? I did hear that. Did you guys hear that too?
No, but that's awesome.
They were offered like $10 million each or something like that.
Yes.
Which is crazy because who does the studio think they are? Chelsea Clinton?
Let's go.
Yeah. The last one they got, I think it was over 20 million for each one, where each role got over 20. Now they're only getting 10.
Hasn't Chris Tucker taken a stance on the types of films he's taken over like the last decade? I could have sworn I heard something where he's like, I'm not really doing like any of the violence, like excessive cursing. I could have sworn I had heard that somewhere.
I heard something like that too, but I think
like because the last time I saw him in was Air.
Yeah,
that's right.
Honestly, I take this. Sometimes, I mean, look, sometimes actors will ask for higher salaries. One of those reasons might be like this story's not great. So if I'm going to actually do this, you're going to pay me a lot of money to be in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I'm not saying this is what it is, but it just could be like a lack of confidence in what that you're going to be in. So, I know that maybe both of them don't have that much going on, but they're still professionals. And if, again, I could see them saying like, you know what? You want me to try and make this work? Pay up.
Pay up, yeah. I don't think Jackie Chan needs the money. Maybe Chris Tucker does. I don't know. He doesn't do a lot. Did he do any stand-up? I don't even think he does.
A long time ago.
Yeah, I haven't seen him do anything. So he hasn't worked much, Chris Tucker.
doesn't make sense because I saw so many people. I saw a post, like Complex made a post on this story, and everybody in the comments was like, "I can't believe they wouldn't pay them. This movie's gonna make billions." And I was like, "Did y'all see Rush Hour 3?
Yeah, legit.
Like, it was fine, but you could have stopped it at 2, and like the legacy would have been complete. 3 is kind of like, like it does the job, but it wasn't as good as the other two.
Yeah.
And the two of them together are good, but again, same thing. You can only do the shtick for so long. I think even though the Bad Boys movies aren't great, they still try to evolve the characters a little bit. It kind of works. But if you were going to have them to be exactly who they've been for the first 3 movies over 30 years now at this point, like the first Rush Hour was what, like 97?
Yeah.
I don't, to Rob's point, like it might not be good.
Yeah.
And I'm certainly not interested in seeing them like tutor the new group of guys. Like, I don't care.
No,
if it's not,
don't give us
I don't
that.
want to see it.
And Jackie Chan's like 80, right? Isn't he like 80 now?
Yes,
Jackie
he's
Chan's up
pushing.
there.
Yeah, he's up there.
He just does the stunt choreography at this point, really.
Yeah, and I saw Chris Tucker maybe not too long ago. He looked like he had a little bit of a little midsection there going. So,
Oh yeah, he's been getting. He was chunky in part 3.
yeah, in part 3, he wasn't that skinny, wisecracking guy. He was a little bit heavy, you know. He was getting like Cedric the Entertainer soon. You know? Yeah, I don't know.
Just leave us with the first 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think even though I think the first 2 movies and the third one too, all of them play fine, right? Like I think they still kind of hold up. Like the comedy probably doesn't come off cringy. Like, yes, is there a lot of racial stuff and blah blah blah? Yes, but I think it's done in a way because it's on the both of them, so it's not like directed any one way. They still hold up. I don't know if you'd be able to write it smart enough where that would actually play the way we needed to today.
And honestly, I remember part 3. Yes, it worked for what it was, but it crawled to the finish line for me.
Yeah.
So
yeah, there's nothing rushed about this movie. Not rushed. No one's rushing around.
No one's rushing.
These guys are very old looking. So
without walkers.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys. Another great week. I will see you guys next week. Enjoy.
Yes, sir.
Started from nothing. Jersey streets, we owned it.